Hey everyone, and welcome. So, picture this. Your alarm clock goes off, and that doesn't just wake you up, it tells your coffee maker to start brewing your morning cup. Or what if your fridge could just order milk on its own right before you run out? I know it sounds like something out of a movie, but this isn't science fiction anymore. This is the Internet of Things. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you, the people who are going to build the future, can get started.
But first, let's zoom out and ask a really big question. What if all the normal, everyday objects around us could actually talk to each other? I mean, seriously, what if the soil in a farmer's field could send a message saying, "Hey, I'm thirsty right here," saving tons of water? Or what if a patient's bed in a hospital could alert a nurse the second something was wrong, way before it becomes an emergency? That right there, that's the real promise of IoT, and that's what we're diving into.
Okay, so how do we get from a coffee pot talking to an alarm clock to solving huge global issues? Well, the journey actually starts with an idea that's been around for a while. It's called machine-to-machine communication, or M2M for short. You can think of it as the granddaddy of IoT.
M2M is, well, it's pretty much what it says on the tin. Machines talking directly to other machines. You've probably used it 1,000 times without even thinking about it. Take FasTag, for example. When your car goes through a toll booth, your tag has a quick, direct chat with the toll system. Money gets deducted, gate opens. It's a simple, one-on-one conversation, and you didn't have to lift a finger.
Now this is where things get really interesting. The jump from M to IoT is huge. See, if M to M is like two people having a private phone call, IoT is like taking that call, putting it on a massive public conference line, and adding video, chat, and a million other features. The secret ingredient? The internet. The internet takes that simple one-to-one chat and scales it up, creating this massive web of data that we can all tap into to build amazing new things. It's all about that scale.
Of course, it's not that simple. When you've got billions of devices, you run into a massive challenge. Just imagine trying to have a team meeting where everyone speaks a completely different language. That's pretty much the biggest headache in IoT, interoperability. How on earth do you get billions of gadgets, made by thousands of different companies, to all speak the same language and understand each other?
And man, this problem goes deep. It's not just about different spoken languages. It's like some devices are using a different alphabet, others have different grammar. It's a mess. You've got some things speaking Wi-Fi, others speaking Bluetooth, some are programmed in Python, others in C++. They're running different operating systems, storing data in totally different ways. It's basically a technological Tower of Babel. And this puzzle, this is exactly what engineers like you are being trained to solve.
So, facing a challenge that big, where do you even begin? Well, for all you future engineers watching, this is where we get our hands dirty. This is the fun part. Let's pop the hood and look at the actual toolkit you can use to start building this connected world yourself. Every great IoT project needs a brain, a central command. And for so many people starting out, that brain is the Arduino Uno. It's this awesome little microcontroller board that's both powerful and super affordable. But its real magic, its superpower, is that it's open source. That means there's a giant global community of people sharing code, making tutorials, and helping each other out. It's the perfect place to learn and just build cool stuff.
And getting it to work is way simpler than you'd think. The code has two main parts. First, there's the setup function. Think of this like your morning routine. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you get your bag ready. You only do it once when you start your day. Then you have the loop function. This is the rest of your day. Going to class, studying, grabbing food. It just repeats over and over. That simple little loop is where all the action happens.
Okay, a brain is great, but it can't do much if it's just sitting in a box, right? It needs to be able to perceive the world. It needs sensors. And that's what sensors are for. They're the eyes, the ears, even the nose of your project. You can hook up a sensor to detect light, another to hear a sound, or even one that can sniff out a gas leak. With just a few wires and a bit of code, your project suddenly becomes aware of its surroundings.
So now your project can think, and it can sense things. The final step is to let it do something. It needs muscles. That's where actuators come in. They take the electrical signals from the brain and turn them into real-world action. We're talking motors that can spin a wheel or rotate an arm, speakers that can make a noise, or a little pump that can water a plant. This is how your project actually interacts with the world. All right, so we've got the theory down and we've looked at the tools, but let's be real. This is about so much more than just making fun little gadgets. This is about taking these building blocks and using them to make a genuine difference. Let's look at how this stuff is being used right now to solve some really big, really important problems. I absolutely love this analogy because it just makes so much sense. A smart city really is like a living thing. The buildings and roads are the skeleton, right? The networks, the internet, the cell service, that's the nervous system, carrying messages everywhere. And all the sensors collecting data on traffic, on air quality, on everything, they're the city's eyes and ears. All that information goes to a central brain, which makes decisions to keep the whole thing running smoothly. It's a city that's alive.
So let's bring this down to earth, literally. Let's talk about something that's the backbone of our country, agriculture, food. IoT is set to completely transform how we grow things. And this isn't just about making farms a little more efficient. This is about our food security and about protecting our environment for the future.
Just imagine a farm where a sensor in the ground can tell a farmer, hey, this specific patch of soil is getting dry, but the rest is fine. You'd only water that one spot, no more waste. Or imagine drones that can automatically detect pests and only spray the affected plants. We could grow so much more food using fewer resources. This isn't some far-off dream. This is the kind of stuff that you could be building.
Okay, from feeding the country, let's turn to something even more personal, our health and the well-being of our families. IoT is totally changing the game, not just in hospitals, but in how we look after the people we love every single day.
Think about your parents or your grandparents. Maybe they live in a different city. Imagine being able to just glance at your phone and get a little reassurance that their vitals are normal. Or picture a smartwatch that can detect if someone has a bad fall and automatically call for an ambulance, even if they can't. This isn't about fancy tech. It's about peace of mind. It's a safety net for the people we care about the most.
We have covered a ton of ground today, from the basic building blocks to these huge life-changing applications. But the most exciting part is that the story of IoT is nowhere near finished. The next chapter hasn't been written yet, and you are the ones holding the pen. So I'll leave you with this one question. The world is full of problems waiting for a solution. You've seen the tools, you know the fundamentals. What problem are you going to solve first?